Wildcat Basketball Weekly, presented by Hughes Federal Credit Union, home of the official U of A debit card. Get yours today at hughesfcu.org.
Welcome to another edition of Wildcat Weekly with head coach Sean Miller. One game left in the regular season. The Wildcats and the Sun Devils Saturday afternoon at McHale Center at 2 o'clock. Coach will talk about that game coming up. Split the road trip up in Oregon. A couple of highlights there. I wanted to start with Devonair Dutrieve. He had the game-winning shot, of course, on Thursday in Corvallis. Great, exciting end to it on top of that. But you look at his weekend, and he really put up some nice numbers, both offensively and defensively.
Yeah, you look at his rebounding, Brian, and it's no coincidence that the best and the biggest highlight of the weekend was his offensive rebound against Oregon State. It's the one thing Devonair has brought to the table from day one. And this weekend at Oregon, he had 8 rebounds against Oregon State, a number of big second shots, including a tip dunk, and then the game winner. So he gives us that element, which is a scoring punch. It gets us twos, it gets us second shots. A lot of times an offensive rebound, as you know, it leads to a foul on the other team. And Devonair's really used that to blossom and then all of a sudden add different things to his game. He made 3 or 4 three-point shots, I think three this weekend. And again, thinking back to where he would have been when he first came here, he's continued to develop.
A couple of seniors will play their last game at McHale Center on Saturday. They're the type of seniors that I know you appreciate a lot because they came to this program to give you a year, and they've certainly, Justin Coleman and Ryan Luther have certainly given you a year. How can you, tell us the story of those two guys and what they've meant to the team?
Well, we've talked about it all season long. Two of the best people that we've ever had here. Off the court, do a great job in the graduate program. I really think that both guys will finish the graduate program this summer, which is a tribute to them of taking care of things both on and off the court in terms of their leadership and their ability to practice hard and show up every day, regardless of whether we just won or not or how they played. It set a great example for everybody on the team. So their families have a lot to be proud of about the way they've represented themselves here in the year they've been here. And I don't know where we would be without them. I mean, both of them are constants. Justin Coleman, from start to finish, our point guard, and Ryan Luther, not only our 4-man, but maybe our team's overall best shooter. So those guys have done a great job for us. And when you say goodbye, a lot of times to a senior, Doosan and Parker, those are guys who have been here for 4 years. And although Justin and Ryan have only been here for a year, it sure feels like they've been here for a longer period of time.
Life is what you make it, full of endless possibilities and opportunities at every corner. In our fast-paced world, Hughes helps you with what matters most, delivering dreams, adding value to your life. Where you bank matters, for you, your family, and your future. We are local, rooted in the community you call home. Join us on the journey of life. Hughes Federal Credit Union, ranked the #1 credit union in Arizona by Forbes.
Wildcat Basketball Weekly continues, presented by Hughes Federal Credit Union.
January 31st up in Tempe, overtime game between the Wildcats and the Sun Devils. You're without Brandon Williams. Chase Jeter was certainly not 100% in that ball game. Your team hung in there. What was the difference then? What could be the difference this week in the game?
Well, we played hard. Arizona State has an excellent team. The game could have gone either way, like a lot of games this year. We shot the ball really well from the three-point line. Ryan Luther had a big night, and we needed a few stops down the stretch we weren't able to get, I think, on their end. Remy Martin, who's been a constant for ASU's success, had a big night against us. He had 31 points, and he was the difference. So let's hope we can do a better job defending him, playing in front of our home crowd here in the last game of our regular season. Hopefully we can be at our best. We'll need to be at our best to beat a very good ASU team.
What's the message to your team this week? One game and then the Pac-12 tournament. I know you want to win Saturday. That's the #1 goal. But beyond that, what would you like them to have set for Las Vegas?
Well, everybody wants to play well at the end of the year, and we were playing very well until the second half at Oregon. But we have to put that behind us. We have a week. We're on spring break to really put consecutive good days together of practice and preparation and getting ready. And, I think in our minds, it's a one-game season. All we have on our plate is is this week's preparation in a home game. And anything beyond that, right now, we don't know who we're playing. And that game won't be played until Wednesday of the following week. So I think for us, our focus is very singular, to be at our best and play at the top of our game here on Saturday against Arizona State.
If your team's healthy, provided Chase gets back, and it looks like he's on his way, I mean, do you feel good about where your team is at right now going forward?
I think so. We just have run into some real serious setbacks with one player being injured. And, every team in college basketball deals with those ups and downs. So it's not really an excuse. It's just, for us, one key player off of our team, this year we don't have the room for error to overcome it. You feel that, for example, Ryan Luther, when he picked up his fourth foul at the 16-minute mark of the second half at Oregon, we were down 4 points. During the first 20 minutes of the game, we went in deadlocked to 31-31 at the half. Beyond that 4-minute stretch, the last 16 minutes of the game, in which we would have played really with Ryan for a few minutes. Obviously, Chase didn't play. You're looking at a team that scored 14 points, 12 points for the half. We really struggled to score. It reminded me a lot of when we went to L.A., playing at SC and at UCLA. We just had long pockets, windows where just we have a hard time scoring. And when you have that much difficult of a time scoring, you could be the greatest defense in the world. Eventually that gives in as well. And that's really was a story at Oregon. So, for us, we have our fingers crossed that we can have a really good week of preparation, hard practices, but being healthy. And we have a full cast. I believe we're capable of beating any team. That doesn't mean it's going to happen, but we certainly have the ability to compete one game, neutral court, 40 minutes against any team in our conference. That's for sure.
Final game of the regular season Saturday, Wildcats and Sun Devils, 2 o'clock in McKale Center. We'll see you next time on Wildcat Weekly.
Thank you for watching Wildcat Basketball Weekly, presented by Hughes Federal Credit Union, home of the free U of A Visa debit card. Get yours today at hughesfcu.org, federally insured by NCUA.